What's up, crazy people? I am back and I'm just finishing up lunch at Taco Bell. Oh my gosh, I love Taco Bell. So I am sitting here recording how to make more money in less time. I said the other day I'm a good listener in a video. Look at that. Boom. My fortune cookie hot sauce. I am a good listener. I also got just the beginning. I promise I did not dig through the bin for these. These just came in my bag. That is so appropriate because this is just the beginning. If you're on this process and we're building this business, we're building it together, right? We're building an income stream and a business. You're building yours, I'm building mine. It's going to be just for you, made for you, tailor-made for you and your market. And just follow the steps along. It's just the beginning because we're getting through all the theory and we're really getting into stuff that's going to matter and make sense once we start plugging in the real pieces of the puzzle to actually start building a an income stream. And you actually start getting feedback from customers and clients, and you start collecting data that's going to get you into the right space to be able to make the right deal and to be able to bring the result that you want them to have. If it's a life change of some sort, a financial change, a time change, relationship change, a health change, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, that's what we're doing here, okay? And doing it in a small amount of time. I had one more here. You're gonna finish that? I love that one. You're gonna finish that? If you're this far in these videos, you're onto something, right? You're committed, you're moving. I work with lots of folks in lots of different industries, not teaching them this right here, but I'm just saying over the years, you do the same thing, you work with people, and you can tell when someone's in and when someone's not. And really it comes down to you executing. I can teach you everything I do, but you have to execute, and I know you can. I promise if I can do this, you can do this. I'm not the sharpest guy out there. I've just followed the steps. I've learned a lot. I've hired a lot of people. I've read a lot of books, and I've put it all together, and you can make a ton more money in a lot less time. So let's jump into today. Now, if you remember back, we were doing the sales and marketing and sales process 101. We overviewed all these different areas of the marketing and sales process, getting noticed, initial presentation, the cost benefit analysis that a client goes through, the close, the delivery, and the review slash referral. We went through a couple of different categories of types of businesses or services that could walk through so you get an overview. That was several days ago. And the past couple of days I've been walking through how to get noticed, the initial presentation, and today is the cost benefit and teaching someone or teaching you how to take someone through a logical process that frees up their emotion, because people buy based on emotion, not on logic. So we frequently get all caught up in the logic and we forget that the emotion is actually why they make a buying decision for your product or service. So we're going to deep dive into that today. So right here, got a brand new document fired up for you. And I think we're good to go. So cost benefit, this is again, not you thinking through your cost benefit analysis. Are you the one that's going to spend money on ads or starting a new business or spend time launching a website or a funnel? But and then the benefit that gives you, this is the client, this is your market. What are they seeing? Are they willing to go through the cost benefit analysis in their own head? Are you making that path work? Because they're going to do a cost benefit analysis. They may not get a spreadsheet out and do it, but they're going to do it. And that means you have to be committed to giving them a path to follow. Because if you don't give them that path to follow, they will follow some path, and it's probably going to be a predetermined path that they've followed their whole life. We're all kind of set in stone at some point, and it's really hard for us to change. That's what good therapists do for us, is help us change. But if you're going to get into helping them figure out how they're going to make a change and commit to what you're doing that can change their life or add value to them, you have to teach them the way to think about what you're doing, because it might not be their normal way to think, the way they were brought up or their past experience, okay? All right, so logic that frees emotion. Let's just start rolling through this and I'll show you how it works. So all these little dotted lines here, these are filters that we go through emotionally and logically to get to a desired result. So down here is a final desired result. Let's see here. This is the client or customer's why. Remember that? We talked about their why. And that's so important. Let me just get all this real quick and make it not bold and underlined. There we go. This is the why. So their final desired result is the life change that they're looking for. All right, it's that change that's impacted their heart, not just what they say up front. Like, oh, I want to get healthier. Oh, well, that's nice. Find me at Taco Bell, right? Taco Bell is my addiction. We all have our thing, right? I know Taco Bell's not the perfect meal. Man, I love it. So glad you're here at Taco Bell with me. I should do a local masterclass on how to save time right here in Taco Bell. Because Taco Bell's fast. It's a great place to save time. Okay, so if you're going to bring somebody a health change, you're not going to do your class on Taco Bell, that's for sure. But if you're doing that and that's your market and they want to change their health, the question is why do they want to change their health, right? It's not just I can help you change your health or get healthier. It's why. Is it because they want to have more energy, be more productive, look better, feel better? Is it a relationship issue? What's going on that makes them actually want to change where they are today? If it's financially, they might have plenty of money. What makes them want to change their current situation? They might not have enough money. Why is that? Why do they want more money, right? If it's a relationship issue, if they're struggling with friendships and connection and community, why? Why do they want that connection? It's not just how to get more friends at a party. It's why do you want more friends? It's talking to that heartbeat. That's what they want. Don't just say, I'll teach you how to get more friends. Say, we're actually trying to get you to have that connection, those deep relationships you want that are long-term, that are fulfilling. That's what they're really asking for, right? Whatever your market is, find out that why. I'll show you how to do that in other lessons. Okay, let's jump in here. So if we want to give them their final desired result, their why, then we are going to start with a desired result. Let's just use an example here. Let's say that it's health and fitness, okay? So let's go for health and fitness. I want to be healthier. And I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'm going to back this up. I'm going to make it me, okay? This is me and my real story. I wanted to be able to have more time with my family and enough income where I didn't have to worry about it, okay? So enough money not to worry and enough time not to miss out on life. Kids, Jill, community. Okay, that's me. All right, that's the real deal. That's my real answer. All right, that's what I wanted to do. So that's my why right there. All right. It's not just about the money. It was about the worry. The worry is the why, and it's not just about having time off so I can go do something fun. It was not missing out. Right. I was working 12 to 14-hour days, and I was missing out. I was getting home and the kids were going to bed. They were growing up. They're becoming teenagers. I just didn't want to miss all that. So I want to be part of their world. I want to be part of Jill's world. I want to be part of my family's world. I don't want to save all my free time until I'm 65. I want it now. All right. So I had to figure out a system and a way to do that. So my issue was worry financially and the pressure that bills bring and growing family and needs, all that stuff, and then the not missing out. Okay. So that's my ultimate final desired result. Well, I was reading books and I was going through tons of courses and I was hiring coaches and I was trying all kinds of things and it just didn't work. So I kept having these logical blocks that would block out my desire to get to the emotional side of what I was doing, because I would get into a course and it would say, hey, here's a webinar course. Webinars are going to fix your and change your life and they're going to make you so much money. Well, maybe they will. Maybe webinars will be part of my life someday, but webinars by themselves weren't it, right? And then it was a sales tactic. I used to sell financial products and, in a financial sales firm. And maybe that would change my life. We ended up leaving that firm and starting our own firm because we didn't want to do that sales process constantly. So there's so many things that were blocking my why that I was trying that weren't working or they worked marginally. And so I started having logical problems getting there. One of my logical problems was stuff I tried in the past did not work. Now, is that because it was me not executing well enough? Could have been. Is it because the teacher or product or coach I was hiring wasn't actually getting it done, delivering a good product? I don't know. Maybe it was. But whatever was going on there, I'm not trying to blame others, but it wasn't working, right? I wasn't getting the results. So what I need to do is I need to find, if that's my logical problem that's keeping me from that. Really, the emotion there is fear. All right. So let's go after logic here and fear here. And my fear was maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do it, right? Maybe it's me. Who knows? Maybe let's just take the thoughts out. Let's leave it. Maybe I can't. The other fear for me was maybe um, maybe my idea slash product slash service um, is not good enough. And then I had another fear. How do I know if I can make money? Right? What if my product or service is good enough? I just don't know my market, right? I mean, these are the real fears, right? This is exactly what I was dealing with. Okay, these are my fears. So my logic was telling me, hey, I've tried this in the past. My fear was telling me, what if I can't do it? What if I'm not good enough? What if my product or service is not good enough? What if it's just me, you know? So I had to have someone help me, and I actually really did. I've gone to family and friends, trusted advisors. I've hired coaches, um, and even therapists to help me think this through. Is it me or is it the process? I've just wanted to work through this and eventually I realized it's not me. I can do this. I just didn't know how. I didn't know the steps. I didn't know how to actually get my idea proofed and make sure the market really wanted it. And if it didn't, how to tweak that and still make it part of me, but make it part of the market wanted too. So eventually, someone helped me through this little dotted line here. They got me through that wall of my fear with some logic. All right. So the logic actually helped me, and the logic that got me through was actually can. I just need a trusted advisor and process. All right. That was me. I finally did it. Right. This is my logic. That piece of logic right there got me through the veil. Okay. That's super huge. Well, now I'm on this side of the veil and so glad to be here, but I got stuck again. So I got through this one right here, this middle veil, but now I'm getting stuck here because now I have another fear. So I'm moving down here, and all of a sudden my fear pops up again. What will people think? What will people think if I go for it? That was my fear next. I was so freaking worried about that. What's going to happen if I'm honest? I'm me. I start telling my story. Um, for instance, telling this story has been nerve-wracking to me because I'm not used to sharing my personal business side of things. But even going to clients in other industries and other businesses and other services that me and my team have provided, you always wonder, am I going to look like an idiot when I roll in there? Do they think I'm going to be a professional? Do they think I know what I'm doing? I did a podcast several years ago. We interviewed over 100 leaders from around the world about the subject of hope. I was dealing with a lot of hopelessness, a lot of trauma in my background. I was healing from that. I was dealing with a lot of suicidal tendencies, and I needed help. So I started, in my therapy process, I started actually interviewing people who were people of hope, regardless of what their hope was based in, just what makes people have hope, because I couldn't have hope. And I started publishing that in the podcast. And that was nerve-wracking at first because I didn't want people to know my story. But once I started, I realized, oh, everything we do as humans, there's thousands of other people out there just like you who are struggling with the same thing, have the same questions, have the same goals, whatever. You're not alone. And if you're cool, not like are you cool and you're popular, but I mean if you're cool, like you're a nice person and just tell your story out there, people engage with that. If you're looking for someone else who's doing the same thing, you can do that. You can be part of that. So somebody eventually told me, it's okay, you can get through this veil, just start. All right. So the logic was just start. That was what I did with I Share Hope. And that's what I'm actually doing here. This has honestly been nerve wracking for me. I actually texted somebody earlier today, like 30 minutes ago, and thanked them for nudging me to go ahead and tell my story. People ask me about it all the time, what I do for work and how I work so little and make enough to do all the fun stuff we do. And I tell people one-on-one, but I've always been shy about going big with it. But if people want to know, I want to tell. So all of you and your comments has been very encouraging. So just telling your story is so important, and people will like you. It's okay. They will. Don't worry about it. So that's my logic. Somebody got me through that veil, right? So now I'm through this veil. That was the veil right here where what do people think about me? So I started right here. I tried a bunch of stuff, didn't work. That was my logic. It was keeping me from my final desire, which was enough money not to worry. My real desire was also not missing out on kids, Jill, community, all that stuff that I wanted. So the thing that was keeping me from that was I was trying things. It just weren't working. I'd get my hopes up, I fall. I'd get my hopes up, I fall. I had to keep trying. But finally, my fear, maybe I can't. Maybe it's about me. I kept bumping into that thing, right? So that was the veil right here. It was keeping me from crossing over. But then somebody helped me with a logic that got me through the veil. It's right here. I actually can. I just need a trusted advisor and a process to follow. That's been super duper helpful. So many processes I've followed for 15 years now. Every time I've done it, it's taken me to another step of success, another level. And I'm so glad I continue to do what I'm doing. So you got to get better at your game, and you can. You can do this. Just get the right steps and get the right process involved, and have somebody who knows what they're doing teach you how to do it, right? And then I had another fear. So all of a sudden I'm in there, I'm doing great, but I get stuck again. This is like the next day, right? What will people think if I do it? If I actually go for this and tell my story, what will people think? Well, then just start telling your story. And the logic was, and I didn't believe it at first, people are nice, right? They really are. And there's some haters out there on the internet, I know, but generally people really are nice and sweet, and they love to engage with what you're doing, because you're going to find the ones who are like you and want to do the same thing. The ones who love your product and your story, the ones who love your service and your story, the ones who want to be like you and down the road like you are. You can teach them or help them or provide a product that changes their life, or a training that changes their life, or some advice or some consulting, or some service around their house or their yard or their business. There's something you can do that you know about, that you're passionate about, that people engage with if you just start telling your story, either on the internet, like videos like this that I'm doing on Facebook or LinkedIn, or face to face, like I've done so many other times in other businesses. Face to face, just networking and telling people, hey, can I get a referral to so and so, because I would love to talk to them about the service. It's so easy. People want to help. Okay, but now I'm here, right? This is where I was in the process. I was telling my story. It was getting better and better, but it still wasn't getting me there. So what was my next fear? Well, for me, it was, let's see here. What if my service or product doesn't work for them? Oh man, what if you get out there and your thing that you're doing is just simply not cutting it, and people aren't getting the results that you want them to, or the product is not working, or they're not getting de-stressed from the essential oil that you're selling, or they're not feeling the relief from the consulting you're doing, and you're not, you know, what if that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If what you're doing has really had an impact on you, or you have a track record of helping other people, maybe it's not you, maybe you've always been fit and you've become a personal trainer. So you don't have that unfit to fit story, but you have seen the results in tons of people you've helped. Maybe you haven't done professionally, you just helped a whole bunch of other friends get fit, start running, start swimming, start lifting, whatever, and you've seen results and helped with a diet plan. If you've got success there, then you can do this. It'll work. Don't worry. If you've helped others, you can help many, many more people. You can do this. That's a huge fear. But your process, your system, whatever it is that's worked for you or that you've helped others do already, it will work for others. You're not the only one out there like this. If it's just worked for you, like, well, I don't know if I can help others. I mean, I've gotten really fit. This is what's helped me. I used to be this way on my health and fitness. Now I'm much better in this way on my health and fitness. And that's been super helpful to me. You're not the only one with your body type, with your personality, with your work schedule. You're not the only one like you. There's lots of other people like you, and your exact process can help them. Okay? So that was my next fear. What if my product or service doesn't work for them? That's what I had to get through to cross over this veil, right? So then I had to get some more logic in there, all right? So my logic was, like I just told you, if it worked for me or others, it will work, come on, for even more people. That is so, so true. Okay. What worked for me and others, it'll work for other people. And I know you think, yeah, but the other people, they have a fancy website or they have a degree in this or they have a whatever. I promise all of that's not as important as you think. Unless you were literally like doing like medical brain surgery or something where obviously you need years of training to do that or else the person dies right in front of you. All right, don't dabble with that. Don't watch a few YouTube courses on brain surgery and think you can go do it. But for most of the things that you're passionate about that we can do for our community, and let's say you're a brain surgeon watching this right now, you can help more people by setting up your process, your communication, your marketing in a way that lets people understand the cost and the worries they have. What is the fear they've got to get over? What do they have to give up to get to that benefit, right? So I know I'm not using the word cost and benefit a lot through here, but the benefit is what do they want? What's their ultimate goal and desire, right? What's the why? That's the benefit they want. The costs are stepping over every time. For instance, the cost right here, what will people think if I go for it? The cost there is potentially embarrassment, right? If you put yourself out there and start a new marketing thing and start really selling something, what if they think I'm stupid? Well, the cost I'm having to decide, am I willing to pay a little bit of embarrassment to try this out? Is that the worst it can be? Is a little bit of embarrassment? What if it's a financial cost? What if I say, well, I have to set up a website and start running some marketing? It's going to take me like 6 hours a weekend because I don't have any time during the week. And it's going to cost me like $50 a month just to do this. Well, is it worth $50 a month or 500 or 5,000, whatever your budget is? Is it worth the time? If you could get to where your desired result is, your benefit, work yourself through this system. Help yourself think through the logic. You can do this. Find a budget for time and money that you can afford and handle, and step out and start doing things. Get yourself through this process. Just start. Same with your clients and future prospects. Just get them started. Help them see that one step at a time is totally doable and totally okay. So, last thing that got me through this veil right here was, if it worked for me, it will work for others. Now, we've done that in so many other businesses, so many things where we've started new services, new products, because I've seen, hey, I see a huge need in the market over here. It's something we're passionate about. We'll get with the skills and abilities. So we'll find something that's working. We've tested it. We know this can work. We've seen other people do it. We know it's a working process. And we'll start marketing because I know, hey, there's a need. I know this works. I've seen others do it. And we can do it too. And that's a really key thing here, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and put one more fear here. Others are already doing this. Like there's no room in the market for you because there's already a bunch of other people knocking this thing out before you get to it. Well, I tell you what, that is so not true. In fact, if you found yourself in a market where you think you're the only one and you're about to try out your process or your service, I'd be really careful. It's better to find a market where there's already people doing things in it, okay? There's a book that talks about red oceans and blue oceans, and red oceans, quick synopsis of this. Red oceans are oceans where there's a bunch of fish, meaning prospects, and there's already sharks in the water. There's already predators there. It's a bad thing to say. We're not predators, but you get the idea. There's already a feeding frenzy going on looking for those new prospects. That's a red ocean. Lots of activity. You know you can sell something there because sales are already happening there. It's proven. That's a good thing. You wanna reach into that market, that ocean, because it's a red ocean. That's where you do your research. That's where you start talking to people. And then you want to pull them out a little bit, and you want to find your own little niche. It's very similar to what's going on in the red ocean, but you want to pull the subsection away that's just like you. It's unique to you. It's following you, your people, your tribe. That becomes your opportunity where you're pulling them away from the competition a little bit, but you know what's going on here is already proven. It's working. So that was my logic that got me past others are already doing this. I realized, hey, I don't want to be the only one. I did a ton of research and realized that's actually not smart to be the only one. I actually want something where there's a path and a proven track record, and you can see how it can go. That's that. That's probably why you're watching these things. You're looking for a path and a proven track record to know how to make more money in less time. That's what I'm doing. Lots of other folks are doing it. It's not rocket science, but starting it yourself seems nervous, so you look for others that are already doing it. It's human nature. That's what we do, right? If I'm going to hire a coach to be a running coach for me, if I want to run faster and do some sprints, and get a best 5K time ever, something like that. I want to talk to a coach who's got a good 5K time, right? I want to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, or someone who's helped a lot of other people get that good time. So that's a fear that got me through that next veil. My fear was others are doing it, so is it really going to work for me? And yes, I got some logic in here that said you actually want a market that's already selling. They're also buying, not buying. Okay, that's really, really important. So that's the logic I'm through. You see what I'm saying here? So what I'm doing is I'm literally walking you through how I got my um, logic and fear, the cost and benefit of what if it all goes wrong. That's the potential cost. So what if? And there's a benefit on the other side of that. How do I get to that benefit? Well, you got to bust that up by throwing out a piece of logic that deals with the emotional fear at every turn. Your prospects and clients will not buy because you're logical. They will not buy because your product is the best, or because you're the best teacher, or because you have the flashiest website or the best ads, or your product smells a little nicer than the next product. They won't buy for that. They will buy from you versus someone else because you've helped them through this process. You've knocked down their emotional barriers to get to that purchase. That's why people buy. It's emotion, it's not logic. But you can use logic to gently help them push through those fears, get through these little curtains, these little walls that are slowing them down, not helping them progress through the process so they can get to their final desired result, which is their big why. Okay, hope this helps. Well, one more thing here. You use this. Where do you use this? That's a good question. You use this in your sales funnel. You use this in your web page. You use this in your getting noticed stuff. We're using things that actually help them see, hey, I understand your why, and I understand you're scared. I understand your why, and I understand you're embarrassed if this doesn't work. I understand your why, and I understand that if you go into this relationship and you try out this new listening technique and your partner doesn't want to do that, it can be really painful. I understand that, but you've got to try. You can do this. It's worth it for you to take ownership of your life, your process, your responsibility. What if you don't? Things change or don't change or get worse. They probably get worse or stay the same. But if you do, you got a huge shot at making it better. So that's what you're walking your potential customers and prospects through as they go through your sales and marketing processes. How do I get them from fear through a little bit of the logical sequence to help them calm those fears and take the next step? Quick thing there. The reason we use sales funnels and sequential processes in marketing, or websites that have sequential processes, or sales scripts that have sequential processes, we'll get into sales scripts a different day. The reason we do all that is because you can't deal with the final why and final desired result all at once. There are a lot of steps that could be backing that person up from those final, I'm worried that I won't have enough money, worried that I'm going to miss out with time with my kids. That's great. But that's really disconnected from the, oh, I've tried other stuff and it hasn't worked. I got to beat the I've tried stuff and it hadn't worked fear first. And then I got to beat another fear. And then I got to beat another fear. I got to keep beating those fears until I get down to, hey, there's nothing standing between you and taking a really awesome shot at getting enough money and getting enough time. That was me and my story, right? So you got to keep knocking down those little fears, and you'll get closer and closer and closer to them being able to make a decision and actually purchase something from you that helps them get to their desired result. Because if they don't commit and buy your service or your product, then they're not getting anywhere. They're just Googling stuff online or talking to you and wasting your time and their time. They've got to get past the fear. Doing this is the best service you can do for them because it helps them get to action, which allows them to set their life free. All right? I hope this helps. Obviously, shoot me questions. As always, I want to make enough videos to make sure all your questions are satisfied. Chris.williams@senthold.com is my email address, or you can leave comments in Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching this at. Again, Chris, CHRIS.WILLIAMS @senthold, SENTHOLD.com. And I'll send you the templates we got. I'll walk you through any other past videos, whatever you need, just reach out. This is super fun for me to do. I really appreciate you watching. All your comments and questions are awesome. Love it. You're super kind. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.